UK insurance is ridiculous. The insurance price for an average 18-year-old is £1,984, which is too much. However, there are loads of cars that are cheaper. The Rover V8 is a classic British saloon car designed to rival the Citroën DS. This thing was very futuristic, it was very ahead of its time back in the 70s, but unfortunately it was built in the 70s by a group of people who did not want to work in their factory. So build quality might be a bit nasty, but you do get a Rover 3.5 litre V8 and you even get a manual gearbox, which is pretty cool. Basically this is the British equivalent of a Mustang. I'm just kidding. These can be found for around £4,000 and insurance is actually surprisingly cheap. If you want something that's a bit more economical, I would spring for this, the Smart Roadster Coupe. This thing is very much smaller than an MX-5. In fact, the engine is only 0.7 litres, which means you get 50 miles to the gallon, which is pretty good actually. You don't get much in the way of boot space. There is a front and a very small rear boot, and it's only a two-seater, and the final nail in the coffin, it's not available with a manual, only the semi-automatic, which is quite slow, but it's actually a very reliable car, very well built, made by Mercedes. This one is the one you should go for, the coupe that has this rear hatch for a bit more boot space. And its tiny engine means insurance is really good as well. Bigger convertible, it's probably a bit more dailyable, is this, the BMW Z3. This is the 1.9, the very base model, and it's not got a lot of horsepower, about 113, but you still get a manual gearbox, the engine's very reliable, and you get around 35 miles to the gallon, which is pretty nice. I mean, it's not as fast as an MX-5 and it's a little heavier, so it probably doesn't handle as well, but it's a BMW and you can get it insured for very cheap. And these are very cheap to buy as well, £2,500 for this one with 54,000 miles, and insurance is a steal. And for the newest car on the list, the facelift 9N Volkswagen Polo GTI. When this car was introduced, it was underpowered, 150 horsepower compared to its 180 horsepower rivals. This thing still looks good, even today. This thing is very nice interior, and it has the 1.8 litre turbo, very tunable engine. So this is a classic Volkswagen, and it will appreciate in value much like the Lupo GTI has done. Something that's a little cheaper to run than a Volkswagen is this, an older Peugeot 106 GTI. I was very surprised that you could even get insured on one of these, but it turns out young drivers aren't that interested in these anymore, which is a shame, because these are legendary. These are a fantastic car to drive, very good suspension, great handling, and they look very good, especially in orange. Not many cars look good in orange. This thing is actually surprisingly cheap. Prices have gone down after COVID. Here's one for £4,450 and it has 113,000 miles. Insurance is very cheap. Saab 900, another very quirky choice if you're a new driver. This thing's a saloon, it's got a nice back seat, it's very spacious, 2.3 litre turbo, very cool Saab engine. This thing is a weird choice, I know, but it's a manual turbo Saab. I know it's based on a Vauxhall Vectra, which is a terrible car, but at least it's safe. Your parents will love that. And you can get it in a convertible as well, and a coupe. These things are very cheap to buy, not many left though, and insurance is surprisingly good. From one Swedish sleeper to another, the Volvo 740 Turbo. This is a good car if you want to run a business outfit. There's plenty of space if you don't want a van, and there's also plenty of space for your mates. I think these have 7 seats, correct me if I'm wrong, but this thing is big. Do not buy it if you cannot park for the life of you, but if you can, great. Your family won't suspect a thing if you turn up in a white Volvo. These are cheap to insure, even though they are as fast as a Porsche 944, and they are surprisingly still quite cheap to buy. Another investment from Italy. a lovely 146 Ti Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeos have always been excellent investments. Anything from a classic Giulia to a 75. A lot of these older Alfas have all gone up in value, and this one may just do it next. Collectible examples have become surprisingly affordable, and there aren't many of these left. A lot of these have rusted away. I mean, it is an Alfa, but it is a hatchback as well. Insurance is quite good on these, 2 litre, and the engine's really good as well. Okay, the Mazda MX-3 now, I've got some really good news. Yes, you can get insured on a 1.6 litre V6 engine. Well, 1.8 litre V6 engine, I mean, sorry. But this thing is a good size, it's got 4 seats, it's got a hatchback, it handles well, it's like an MX-5 Coupe, and you actually get 6 cylinders, it sounds awesome, gets decent fuel economy, and you can get insured on it. Yeah, insurance is great on these. Also, these are still quite cheap to buy, even though they are quite rare. Now back to France, we find ourselves with this, the Renault Megane Coupe, the 2 litre to be specific. This one is quite a good option if you can't get insured on, say, a Celica or a Hyundai Coupe or any of those other bigger coupes, these front wheel drive coupes. These are actually very cheap to insure. These were very common when they first came out. They've got a really weird looking design that does sort of look like a moustache. I don't know about anyone else, but it looks cool actually. They even did a rally version of this. And the engine in this is pretty much the same as the one found in the Clio Williams, so that's something to brag about. Insurance is very good. This is the 2 litre again, and these are still very cheap to buy. And last but not least, I cannot believe I found this. I can't believe it's this cheap. I also can't believe you get insured on it. A Subaru SVX. Look at it. It's basically a concept car. This thing has 4-wheel drive, so it's safe. It has a 3.3 litre flat 6 with 230 horsepower, don't tell your parents. And you can get insured for less than a Corsa. So there you go. There is a slight catch, they are a bit rare.